I wanted to run you through the rig I've been using to make the latest demos with. Come here, let me show you around. So right at the top, we've got your very standard Furman power conditioner. This keeps the whole thing from, blowing up and catching on fire, which is always a plus in the recorded music industry. And then below that, we have the Behringer FCA 1616. This is a curious little piece. It was made right when Behringer acquired Midas. So it's got these Midas preamps on it, which sounds surprisingly good. It's USB and FireWire, so I can use it on old computers and new computers. And so right in the front here, I've got, this is my lead vocal channel. So my mic, which when I'm demoing is the Shure Beta 58A, that goes straight into the Golden Age project pre-73. This is like a Neve, like vintage style preamplifier. So it gives it a lot of juice and character. Comes out the back here. Then we just go straight into this and into the computer. Love it. It's a very simple vocal setup, but it works. It works great for demos. And then, so let's go a little bit out of order here. So then let's go to the bottom here. This is the Pod HD Pro. This is a great little modeling amp by Line 6. I mean, it's no Kemper or Axe Effects. It's not that fancy. But if you know what you're doing, you can get some really solid sounds out of here at just like no volume. And so I've just got your standard monster cable going into that. I plug in, these are the guitars I've been using lately. I kind of rotate them in and out. But so anyways, and then the routing on this gets a little more complex. So actually, I'm using the inputs on the back of the FCA 1616 for the guitars. So I do stereo, so I've got a left and a right, and then I've also got a dry output. So that's just pure straight from the pickup, so we can mess with it later in Logic. But yeah, it's a great little device, and I'll show you that from the back here in a second too. And then above this is the SansAmp Tech 21 RBI. This is a great little bass DI. Everybody's used these. I mean, your favorite bass player probably used one at some point in their career. I know I love it. And then, watch this. Just got to reset that. This is the M1 XL from TC Electronic. This is what I use for all kind of my wet effects when I want to be outside the box. And it's got like a lot of great little preset settings, like big hall reverbs, lots of fun choruses. There's even compressors, distortions, and it kind of runs the. Yeah, it's a cool little unit. You can pick these up for like $300 used, which is a sick deal. So bear with me now, and let's flip this little thing around. Fun story about this case. This case actually used to be owned by Fall Out Boy. So it's now owned by a much less talented musical act in Ocean's Envy. But yeah. Alright. So here you get to see a little bit of the nitty-gritty routing. And so we're keeping our power up here on the Furman, of course. And then here's what I was talking about with the guitars. See, we're going into the line inserts here. And so this allows us to have a left guitar, a right guitar, so we can have those stereo ping-pong effects, and then a dry guitar. And then we're doing something similar on the bass, too. So on the bass, you've got where it says output, you have SansAmp, and then you also have unaffected. So you get that bit with the dry and that bit with the crunch, and you can really combine it into a monster bass sound. And then you'll notice on the M1 XL, I'm actually only running it in mono, which may be a little bit controversial, but I don't like to get too spacey simply because the mixes in Ocean's Envy are already pretty dense. So we gotta save a little bit of space, and so by keeping some of the modulation effects in mono, I can really have more space for keys, have more space for backing vocals, just more space, more better. And so this is basically it. This is the rig I'm using to pretty much finish up the second record with. So I'm sure you'll hear some songs I'm going to be sharing some previews on Twitter, on TikTok, on the usual places. So come check them out. I've been Kurt. This is Ocean's Envy. Thanks for watching.